You mean to tell me I just ran my mouth for a few minutes and it wasn't even recording? Feel some type of way. But okay, this is season 5, episode 4 of Queen of the South recap. And the episode is called La Situación, the situation. So it starts off with Dumas in jail. They just show him all Saudi in jail, of course. And then they cut to Kellyanne and them at Teresa's house. And Kellyanne switch up and she like, they denied Dumas's bail. They say he's a flight risk. Like, no, duh. So, anyway, so that was that. So the next scene, they say they can't. James says he can't find the ledger, the evidence against the judge, and so that's that. So they have, I think they're trying to get Dumas out by reasonable doubt. Like if the judge was corrupt, then he could have other people after him, and so I think that's what they're trying to do by getting that evidence. So they have the Captain Gamble looking out for the judge's ledger. Next scene, okay, Kellyanne just talking about trying to get Dumas a lawyer and no one would take the case on the judge, you know, because it's for the judge's murder and that is career suicide. So that's just a side note that they having a hard time finding him a lawyer, of course. So next, Lucien came to see Teresa. Now, Lucien, that is the old head who Dumas, Marcel Dumas, called like a father to him or whatever. And so he come to see Teresa and he like, you cut off the supply or whatever. And she like, right, I trust Dumas. Like, I don't know you. I don't trust you or whatever. And then he start crying the blues about how his workers gonna starve and it's gonna be chaos in the streets in New Orleans and all this. And Teresa like, all right. So he leaves. So that's that. So next scene, James called and he said that he called Teresa and told her that Captain Gamble found the ledger. So he said Captain Gamble found the ledger that they were looking for about the judge's corruption. And so he's on his way to go get it. So James ended up driving up to go meet the captain at his house. But as he pull up, he see off in the distance that the captain is, you know, he got surveillance on him. And so he keep driving or whatever. He like, oh, shit. So that's that. Next, Pote and Teresa visit Dumas in jail. And they trying to, like, get his blessing or permission to work with Lucien. And Dumas, first of all, she be having some nerve. I know she has to come talk to him, like she trying to do business and all that, but like you turned him in. Now you always coming in his face. Like, come on, get out his face. I know he is so irked. So she's trying to get him to let her work. Like she told him that Lucien came to him and to her and everything, and Dumas like, nah, man, I ain't working. I don't want to work. I don't want nothing from you. He like, I'd rather my people starve rather than work with you again. So she like, all right, have it your way. So he left, and she was gonna respect that. She not gonna work with Lucien because she respect Dumas. So next, Teresa, James, Pote, and Kellyanne meet about Captain Gamble. And James told them that he saw the feds watching him. That's why he couldn't get the ledger. So Teresa like, yo, kill him, and then plant the evidence about the judge around his body so the feds could find it or whatever. And so James like, we don't know that he gonna talk to them, that he gonna give us up or whatever. She like, we can't take that risk. And I agree with Teresa 100%. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Y'all supposed to be crooks. Like, y'all taking all that. You willing to, like, you don't even like him like that. Like, who is he? Like, you don't even know him like that. And at any given time, he could turn around and work with the feds on you. So he got to go. Like, unfortunately, it's sad. But if you're going to be a crook, James and Kellyanne. You little fake crook, too. She was also saying, like, they shouldn't do it and all this stuff. So that's that. So next, cut back to Dumas in jail. A CO dropped a cell phone in his cell. So then the guy Lucian called him, and then Lucian like, how you doing, son? So of course he playing on how Dumas feel about him and everything. So he like, how you feeling, son? And he like, and Dumas like, why would you ask Teresa to do business? And Lucian like said something smart, like da da da. He like, man, you trying to question me? Like, I took you out the ghetto, basically. I taught you the game. I put you on. You know what I mean? Who is you to question me? And Dumas like, hold up now. He like, yeah, you did all that. He like, but I killed people for you. Like, I blew everything up like that. You know what I mean? So I need some credit too, or whatever. And at the end of the day, I'm the boss, and I said we can't work with her, so that's what it is. So he basically barked on Lucian, and that was it. He made his decision, like, no, you can't work with her. So next scene, James was in the closet at Captain Gamble's house, about to kill him. He got a needle with something in it, but the captain wife come home. So that's that. So James popped back in the closet. So next scene, an FBI agent came to see Dumas and trying to get Dumas to give up info on Teresa, because he like, the way the judge's head was cut off, it seemed more like the cartel, you know, not y'all, you know, and he like, you know, just help me out or whatever. And so they just showed Dumas thinking, and it cut off to the next scene. So next, Lucian, the old head, called Teresa and said Dumas changed his mind and he wanted her to send a shipment. So that's it. So the next scene, Captain Gamble in there with his wife. She in there running her mouth like, they really be trying to play women. Like, maybe women really be like that. But, like, she was running her mouth about the most annoying things. And he just was in there like, baby, I'm proud of you. You know, but he did right. So, James just waiting in the closet. But on the police scanner that's in Gamble's house, James overheard them say something about the FBI about to move in on the distillery. And James know that's where Teresa make her moves out of, and she about to do that shipment with Lucian from there. So and my thing is, how they gonna come on a scanner talking about FBI, the distillery, all that? Like, come on, I really seriously doubt that the feds move like that. Even the cops, the certain cops and stuff like that, be careful about what they put over the scanner. So really, they gonna put that? But okay, I'll be trying to let them have it. I'll be letting them have their little moments. So moving on to the next scene. So Teresa walked in on Pote and Kelly Ann talking, and end of the day, they told her that Kelly is pregnant, but right after that, she got a text from James telling her about the feds about to raid the distillery, and so she just figuring it all out, and she like, yeah, it's probably the corruption squad, and so so that's that. So next thing you know, Teresa talking about saying something about she gonna confess. So she go to the police station or the feds. You know, she met up with the feds, and then she came in there with her little innocent John, and she like, when I first came to New Orleans, Judge Lafayette started extorting me. I had to pay him and everything to do business here. And then when he died, I thought it was all over. And then Captain Gamble took over and started extorting me. So, you know, that's what I got going on. So Fed boy like, oh, so you a victim, huh? Then he pulled out a picture. My man Epifanio, man. I love Epifanio. I ain't like him at first, but he grew on me. That was my guy. So he pulled out a picture of Epifanio, who Teresa killed back in the day. You know, and he like, I got some information. He said, you ain't the only victim, you know. And so Teresa was all shocked. So it cut from that scene. Then it ended up going back, and then Kelly Ann like, my client was cleared of that. But the Fed is like, the cartel killed the judge, and Teresa like, look, oh, cause he like, she said my client was cleared of that. He's like, yeah, but you he like, you know, but the cartel, you know, seemed like they cut the judge head off because that's who cut heads off or whatever. And then Teresa came with the little sob story, trying to look him in his eyes like, see, I used to be in Sinaloa. I used to do hustle and whatnot. And then my man got killed and he left me all this bread. And I came to New Orleans just trying to be a legitimate businesswoman. You know what I mean? But then from between getting extorted by the judge and then by Gamble, like I'm getting extorted by law enforcement so much just trying to do the right thing. That's why I came to the FBI. So then he was like, all right, if you so straight and legit, then why do you have a shipment right now en route? And then they was like, what? So then they cut to the shipment, and the feds pull up on it, and it's empty, because, of course, Teresa and them knew already. So that was that. They end up, Kelly Ann did her little lawyer John, like, you leave my client alone. If you ever say something else to my client, y'all harassing her, trying to say she sells drugs, we out. And so they left. So back to James at Captain Gamble crib. So he's falling asleep in his chair. The captain falling asleep in his chair watching TV. So finally, it was the time. James hopped out on him because his wife wasn't around, was quiet. James hopped out on him. Captain caught sight of him in the reflection of the TV. So he hopped up. But before they even got in any type of rumble, James sprayed something in his eye, like, shh. And it was something that knocked him out. And so it started knocking him out. And then James caught him and then shot him up with whatever he had in the needle. And then James was out, like, phew. So the captain's wife ended up finding him. And then James watched the feds run in the house, too, once they heard the wife screaming. So that was that. So Pote pop up on Lucien for setting them up with the feds because they know it was Lucien. So Lucien he just sitting there. He just ready he just know already what's about to happen. So he went through his whole dramatic John. And he was talking and stuff. Pote talked to him for a little second. Then Lucien said, can you do me a favor? Can you tell Marcel I'm sorry? And then Pote like, yo, it's too late to be sorry, man. Bop, bop. I ain't like that boy. So that's that. So next, Marcel in prison. Teresa called him from Lucien's phone. So he like, Lucien? And then it's her. She like, don't hang up, Marcel. So she told him Lucien is dead. Then he just broke down. You know, he be all in his feelings about that boy. So he broke down a little bit. Then she told him Lucien was trying to get both of us out the way so he could take over. She say, I'm doing everything in my power to get you out of there. He say, man, you put me in here, so I ain't gonna hold my breath. And then he banged on her. He hung up. So another scene, next scene, James come in and tells them Gamble is dead and he left the evidence of the judge, corruption by the body, and the feds, he saw the feds go on the scene. So that should help Dumas get clear and the boys that Lafayette wrongly convicted. So the last scene that I'm going to speak of, Pote and Teresa, they had a little dramatic conversation about Pote becoming a father. And so, you know, Pote said something about his own father. And then he said, I'm a killer. What'd he say? Yeah, I'm a killer, Teresita. I'm a killer, Teresita. And so he was like a little scared about being a good father. And she like, you're going to be a great father, you know. And that was the end of that episode. So I'm trying to catch up. I still have episode 5 and 6 to do, and then I'll be caught up. So sometime within the next couple of days, I'm going to come with that. I don't know if anybody watches my videos because nobody don't be liking them and stuff. I see some views, though. So I hope that you can find it entertaining. And so that's it. Peace.